a conversation. Tell me what you think about the issues of the world. What kind of spice you wanna be? Tell me where you wanna travel. Do you believe in luxury? What's your hidden passion? What makes you so unique? Conversations with Nicole. Conversations with Nicole. Conversations with Nicole. Conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. I am Nicole Everett, the host of Conversations with Nicole, and today my very special guest is royalty, Miss Black Florida, Tamara Smith. Welcome, Tamara.
Thank you for having me. I am very excited about being here.
We are excited to have you. So tell me a little bit about you. I mean, I know you, but I know you from South Florida.
I am Miami born and raised.
Right.
And of course, like the common story of many Tallahassee residents now, I moved up to Tallahassee to attend Florida State University.
Go Noles.
Yes, go Noles, go Noles. And there I earned my bachelor's degree in elementary education. So I spent quite a few years teaching, and I'm still in education, but now in higher ed. And spent a few years freelancing as well as a wardrobe stylist and on-camera host and online media content creator, and enjoyed that for a few years while in grad school.
Okay.
And a little beyond.
Okay, good deal. And married?
Yes, I am married to the wonderful and pretty popular DJ Rain.
DJ Rain,
DJ
yes.
Rain, he's a Rain Smith to me. And we have two little ones, our two boys, Owen and Oneil, who
Okay.
are 1 and 3 years old.
3. Wow.
Yes.
I'm sure the joy of your lives.
They are. They keep us busy. They are our little miracles. But they also think they're smarter than us already, which is hilarious to me. They team up like brothers should do. But it's working against us right now, so I'll keep you posted.
Okay, yeah, do that. So, Miss Black Florida,
Yes.
tell us about that.
Yes. So it was probably about 10 years ago at this point now. A friend of mine at my church, Family Worship and Praise Center, F-Dub, her name is Bianca Murphy, and she said to me, you know what? I was a former Miss Black Florida, and I think that it would be a great experience for you. And those that know me know that my response was, that's very nice, but that is not me.
Okay.
And but she planted a seed when she said that to me, and it was just last year that I happened to see some posts from Miss Black USA come up on my Instagram feed, and I was just kind of scrolling through. I decided to look more into what she was doing, ended up on the website, and it's funny, I'm having a conversation in my head thinking, wow, what if you applied? Oh, I'm too old for that at this point. So, you know, because I was at that point really saying to myself, I wanted to do something to reset life and really think about honing all of my skills, kind of putting myself through a personal development boot camp. So I looked at it like, man, this would really be outside of your comfort zone.
Right.
But you're too old for this now. And saw that there was another category, a newer division within the Miss Black USA organization called the Ms. Division, and that's MS period.
Okay.
So I looked more into it, saw that there was an application, vetting, and interview process, and decided to do it as a big faith move to end the year, quite honestly.
Wow.
Just to apply, just to do something. When I submitted the application, I went, whew, okay, that was exhilarating. And in my mind, that was it. That's as far as I was going to get.
Okay.
But little did I know that I would be selected to continue on in the process and ultimately be awarded the opportunity to be the state title holder for the
Wow.
Ms. Black USA
That's-
division.
That is exciting.
It is.
So
it is.
tell me, what are some of the criteria for Miss MS Black Florida or
So-
Miss Black USA?
Yes. Well, first I'll tell you a little bit about Miss. So Miss in the pageant world, as I am learning, usually refers to ladies that are between the ages of about 18 to 27. And they have never been married. They do not have children. And those are actually part of the eligibility requirements. The Ms. division explored the opportunity to then allow for women who are above the age of 27,
Okay.
namely 27 to 35. And they can be married or divorced or widowed,
Okay.
or they can be single. They can have children, and many times they are further along in their career and professional goals. So there's more of a focus on what is your goal for your platform, and how you are trying to impact your community through your professionalism and your passion.
Wow, didn't know that even existed. So that is
Right.
very interesting, and I think it's great that they are affording the opportunity for Black women that are a little bit more mature, older,
Right.
to participate in showing off their beauty.
Yes, yes,
And,
absolutely.
You know, being able to utilize or talk about whatever their platform is, which we will get to in just a moment.
Yes, yes.
But I wanted to know from you what the significance is of having a Black national pageant, a pageant nationally for Black women.
You know, I see right now that we are inundated with images and voices and content and people, personalities, TV shows, media. We're inundated with all of these images, and we're constantly talking about representation, diversity, and inclusion. But I think it's very important to have representation from the right source. So I will say that it was an attractive opportunity to me, that even though it's surreal for me to think that I could be an influencer in that way, to be a part of something that's more of a movement and saying, here's what representation can look like if you accept it as such. So these women are not, they're not on social media with their faces heavily done, and they're not wearing skimpy of clothing. As a matter of fact, even within the competition, instead of swimwear, we wear fitness wear. Because they're, you know, because I would like to think the organization thought to themselves, some of these women have had children and they love their bodies, but maybe they don't want to wear swimsuits.
Right.
Exactly, on a national stage, which I completely appreciate.
I'm sure you do.
But I really think that on the grander scheme of things, it's representation from the right type of women.
Okay.
And that could be controversial of a statement in itself, but I will say that one of the highlights for me have been to see young women, colleagues, little girls, all saying like, wow, I actually see myself in you.
Yes, I think that's probably the most important thing, is to be able to see yourself as a
Yes.
beauty pageant winner, or
Yes.
as a beauty queen, and that your Black is beautiful.
Exactly, it is, and that's one thing that I'm proud to say about this organization. They've spent many, many years saying just that, you know, our Black is beautiful.
Wonderful. Well, I want to take a moment to hear from you about your platform. So what is your platform as Miss Black USA?
Yes. Well, my platform during my year of service, as we call it, as Miss Black Florida, is empowering women to make self-care a priority. With my background in education and in the fashion world, and in event planning, and just being in a very visual type of space, I have encountered women from all walks of life, of all ages, but one thing has been a common theme. They are often lacking in what they need to do for themselves. So they are, you know, they're on a career path to get to the next level, or they are new wives trying to have children, or they are college students trying to make the right grades, but they will self-medicate a headache even when it turns into a migraine, and they can't remember the last time they went on a doctor's visit. And you know, a lot of times I think that self-care is portrayed as more of a spa day than the other parts of a woman, such as her mental health, her physical health, her emotional health even. So I really wanted to talk about self-care as a priority, to talk about all of those areas.
Okay, good deal. Well, we're going to take a break right here, but when we come back, we'll hear more about your platform as Miss Black Florida.
Sounds good.
All right. Stay tuned for more conversation. Welcome back to Conversations with Nicole. If you're just joining us, I am here with Ms. Black Florida, Tamara Smith. So before the break, we were talking about your platform, which is self-care, and the importance for women to not only have a spa day, but to take care of themselves mentally, emotionally, and physically. Do you have some tips or techniques that you'd like to share with the viewers about how they can take care of themselves, or the women out there, how they can take care of themselves mentally, physically, and emotionally?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I would say I'll say this is a personal journey of mine as well. So when I went into it, I kept thinking, oh, I really have to help everyone else do this, which is one of the reasons why we don't take care of ourselves. We don't prioritize our own journey. So for me, some of the things that I've started to do, I found something that I love, that I knew that just gave me energy and joy and comfort and stress relief. For me, that's dance.
Okay.
And I found a way to incorporate it into my life again. I do that through the dance ministry at my church. But even before I was doing that, exercise for me was almost non-existent until I started turning on music at home with my kids and dancing and just having a good time with them. And even though that's simple, it was a great physical and mental boost for me.
Okay.
Another thing is movement is difficult to fit into the day. So my husband laughs at me sometimes because I will be doing squats while I brush my teeth. I will walk back and forth up and down the stairs, you know, do things the harder way, take one laundry basket at a time if I need to, just to get some extra movement in as well. And
I like that.
yeah, it's just fitting in. You know, if you do that 5 minutes throughout the day, if you jump in jacks before you jump in the shower, you'll find that you've added 15 minutes of movement to your day automatically, just doing small things.
Yes.
But another thing I want to comment on is paying attention to those early signals from your body. So, you know, like I mentioned before, you may have a headache that has always existed for years, and you've just never done anything to check it out, and it's become a part of your life. Or maybe you have menstrual cramps that are debilitating, and you've just kind of called it your badge of honor. It's a part of womanhood, and you just deal with them. Backache or foot pain is a very popular one that's not addressed. I think a part of self-care is saying, you know what, I'm important enough to stop and find out more about what's going on here. I shouldn't live with this chronic pain if I don't have to.
So go to the doctor.
So even going to the doctor is just a part of self-care to me.
Yes, great points, great techniques. Thank you for sharing those.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
So how do you balance it all? I mean, work, being a wife, being a mother, being Mrs. Black Florida. How do you balance all of that?
I will start by saying I don't balance it. It is literally a juggling act, is more like it. One ball is up higher than the rest at a time, and it's really a switching of priorities. I think that I start each day thinking about the end in mind. What are the things I have to accomplish today? When I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking about that in terms of my children, because they wake me up first. And when I get to work, I'm thinking about what's the priority at work for the day. When I get a lunch break, it's usually because I'm making a priority for Ms. Black Florida for that day. So kind of segmenting my day and trying not to think of the whole big picture at one time takes a little bit of the overwhelm out. But there are moments where I just have to put everything down and take a moment for myself to take deep breaths, do some movement, maybe exercise, read a few pages of a magazine. And I know that we like to carve out me time to do that, but I make that a daily habit for my own sanity, really, for my own mental health.
You need it.
Because we need it. And I think that being in a culture of being busy all the time is kind of a badge of honor when you're doing some of these types of things, these individual sports, as I like to call them, taking on new responsibilities, starting a business, improving your career. But there is no honor in being frazzled. You know, let's take the honor in, and let's take back our bodies and our minds and really let's reach our full potential because we're rested enough to know what that looks like.
Amen. Amen. I agree.
Yeah.
Now, you recently held a brunch, the
I did.
Sunshine Brunch.
Yes.
Which brought awareness to another issue that you
Yes.
are passionate about. Tell me about that.
Well, I'm very excited about it. The idea of the Sunshine Brunch came from the idea of my platform. And that was actually rooted in my personal journey with the reproductive health condition endometriosis. And endometriosis is something that is often not diagnosed early in its onset because of awareness. So either the patients don't understand what it is or that they have it, or their doctors are not looking for it to diagnose it, or they lack awareness and understanding of it as well. So what I wanted to do with this event, I first thought of, okay, let's have a march. We're gonna have a festival. It's going to be great. And those are things I would love to do in the future. But then I thought to myself, what would be more fun? What would be more relaxing? Let's all gather somewhere in air conditioning and eat.
Yes, love to eat.
Love to eat. So who doesn't love a good brunch? So I started the Sunshine Brunch hoping to connect women who otherwise didn't feel as if they could have these types of conversations. They didn't know how to explain to their loved ones what they're going through in having this condition or other reproductive health conditions, and really feel empowered that somebody was able to say it, remove some of the stigma, and they feel like they're in a safe place where they could connect their stories with each other.
Well, it was an awesome event.
I'm so glad you were there. I was happy to see your smiling face.
And look forward to next year's and
Yes.
the years to come.
Yes, absolutely. I called it the inaugural Sunshine Brunch because I really hope it continues, and I actually want to take it into other cities in our state as well. So looking into the opportunities to do that. Of course, I still work full time. So, you know, it's really, like you said before, trying to find the opportunities to do all of it at the same time.
I think that's a great idea, and I think you're on to something.
Thank you.
So we are in Nefertari's.
Yes,
So we got to talk about food.
of course.
So what is your favorite food?
My favorite food. Okay, so we know I'm of Jamaican and Cuban descent, and that is going to be a very difficult question. Let's see.
That's quite a combination right there.
Quite a combination. So I would say that the common factor in just about anything, of any of my favorite meals, is going to be rice. I know that is boring,
No, it's not.
and but I just love it.
Okay.
Yellow rice,
Yellow
white
rice,
rice.
Add brown rice.
Brown rice,
Okay.
jasmine rice.
Okay, just some rice, huh?
I love rice, and I also love pasta dishes as well, which is not Jamaican and Cuban,
It's
but
okay. That's all right. You
but
entitled.
yeah. But honestly, for all of my island folks out there, you know, some rice and some plantain.
Yes.
or whatever your culture might call it. We're talking about the plantain. We're happy people.
Okay, very good. And if you could describe your life as a flavor or a spice, what would it be?
Ooh. So I'm going to cheat and say adobo
Okay.
because it is all-purpose. It flavors lots of different things in a great way, and it's always just what you need.
Just what you need.
Yes.
Does that describe Ms. Black Florida?
I would think so.
Okay.
I would hope that as Miss Black Florida that I kind of bring a light and bring a voice where it's needed. And I always say that I want people to leave their interactions with me feeling like sunshine. And so that's honestly one of the reasons why I named that brunch the Sunshine Brunch, because I remember the feeling of warmth that sunshine brings.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. So we're going to take a break right here.
Sounds good.
All right. After the break, we will join the fitness preacher for our CWN Clean and Healthy Eating segment. Conversations with Nicole, Clean and Healthy Eating segment with
Coach Oneil, the fitness preacher.
All right, fitness preacher, what's on the menu today?
Today we have steamed cabbage with brown rice.
Okay. Now, what do you put in your steamed cabbage?
I put in my steamed cabbage, I have scallions, I have onions, I got red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, green bell peppers.
Okay. And then some cabbage.
Cabbage and garlic and
Okay.
herbs and a little bit of spice.
Okay, very good. So you're going to saute those?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So let's see what that looks like.
Absolutely.
Okay.
How we're going to get the flavor is
Oh, boy. Look at that. Okay.
so. Are you going to
Got the
assist
brown
me?
rice,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I want you to dish this one.
You want me to
Yes,
serve it? Okay. All right. So
yes.
what's in the brown rice?
It's just brown rice itself.
It
you
looks
know.
like it's a little herbs in there.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Rosemary.
All right. So you just boil it. You put any oil in it at all?
Yes, grapeseed oil.
Grapeseed oil.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay.
And then I will assist you with the
Okay.
cabbage. And I'll give you a little bit.
Yum. And what did you say? What kind of herbs? You said some rosemary.
Rosemary, thyme.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Get some of this pepper. On my plate. Delicious.
Yeah.
And crunchy too.
Yes.
Just like I like it. Okay, so this did not take long at all.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
And it is clean, healthy,
Yes. And also delicious.
and also delicious.
Yeah.
Yes. How can folks get in contact with you or reach out to you about what you do?
Well, they could go to my Facebook page and
Okay.
reach me at OBFit, or they could go to my personal page, Oneil Brown.
Okay.
And also they could go to my Instagram page at OBFit_fitness preacher.
Very good.
And also they could contact me at 321-331-6111. I'm always available to help someone that is in need of health and wellness.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Fitness Preacher.
You're more than welcome.
All right. Stay tuned for more conversation.
Conversations with Nicole.
welcome back to Conversations with Nicole. We have dessert here, so we are about to partake of this. But before we go, I want to thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for the opportunity. I've enjoyed it. You know, I've been an admirer of yours for a very long time.
You are kind.
So thank you for letting me be here.
We look forward to you being crowned Ms. Black USA.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would be absolutely
Oh my goodness.
fantastic. All right. Well, you all stay tuned for more conversations, and we will see you next time on Conversations with Nicole, where we're connecting the community.